guys, it's Pia here, and today I'm going to show you my customs that were inspired by different environments. In this collection there are 12 customs and I hope you guys like them. So here we go. So first up we have the custom that was inspired by the cave environment. This one has gone through a little bit of a change since last time. There's a video about how it looked previously, but as I said in another video, these customs that have resin eyes, their eyes turn yellow if you leave them in the sun. So this one used to have completely white eyes, or like a very light gray, as you can see here, but since I accidentally left it in the sun, you can see that its eyes have now turned yellow, and I actually had to paint the white in the eyes white again because that one was also stained. I still think that this one looks really cute. It's a little annoying that the eyes aren't white anymore because it was supposed to be a blind custom because it lives in the caves, just like a lot of other animals that live in those dark environments. It was supposed to be blind, but yeah, I think it looks good with the yellow as well. It actually goes really nicely with the color scheme, so I still like this one in its new form, and I hope you guys like it too. So the next custom is one that was inspired by the taiga biome or environment. So in case you don't know, taiga is defined as a forest of the cold subarctic region. So I thought about all the animals that would live in these cold areas, and that's why I chose to do a custom that was monochrome. Because I imagined that it wouldn't be very colorful if it lived somewhere where it's quite snowy. This one's actually one of my favorites from the collection, so I hope you guys like it as well. Then we have a custom that is really colorful, and this one was inspired by the rainforest. I thought of it as this little creature that has a huge poisonous flower on it, and then it attacks its prey when someone comes close to it. What I didn't say before was that all of these customs were also inspired by different colors. So this one's color was pink. For the one in the taiga environment it was green, and for the one in the cave environment it was white. And so that's why I chose this really colorful color scheme with lots of pink in it. Then we have the custom that's inspired by deciduous forests. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly because I've never used that word before. So apparently a deciduous forest is a type of forest that is dominated by trees that lose their leaves at the end of the growing season. So these trees go through different color changes. So obviously they're green and then yellow and then red and then brown when the leaves fall off. So with this one I really wanted to make something that would fit into that color scheme. And it was a long time ago, but you might remember that I actually put up a voting on my Instagram where I was trying to figure out the design of this one. And the color that inspired it that was in the eyes is brown. For this one I also did a head swap between a panda, that you can see its body is a panda and the head is from a sugar glider. I just think this head swap is really cute and works well for this kind of creature. Then we get to the rest of the customs that I actually finished recently. I started this collection I think over 2 years ago already. Or was it even 3? I don't know. But it's been a long time, and the rest of these I kind of rushed through just to get this done. I still went through all the research to make sure that the color schemes fit everything. But here is one that you've seen recently. It's from the mountain biome. I decided to choose these really muted, beautiful brown colors to make sure that it would be like the animals that usually live in the mountains. The color inspiration for this one was purple, and the eyes were made by Pumpkin's Customs, just as all of these other eyes were also made by her. And these I think are just particularly beautiful and mesmerizing with all their details. Then we have the custom that's inspired by the Tundra biome. So apparently the Arctic tundra is located in the northern hemisphere and it is south of the forests of the taiga biome. I'm reading this off Google, by the way, in case it's not obvious. I'm not coming up with these things myself. Anyway, this one was kind of similar to the taiga biome custom because tundras tend to be quite barren and there's not a lot of stuff growing there. I thought I would once again go with quite a monochrome color scheme. This one's eyes, as I told in the previous video, also were affected by sunlight, so they were supposed to be gray, both of them, just like you can see here on the left eye, but the right eye turned this kind of golden yellow. I actually don't mind it, I think it looks really cute, and I decided to incorporate that into the color scheme with the little freckles. Then to something completely different, this one was inspired by the deep sea biome. So obviously when you think of the fish and the other creatures that live very far down in the deep seas, you think that they're usually quite light colored and kind of translucent. So that's the idea that I had with this one, was to just make sure that I'm making the eyes stand out because they are beautiful and super cool. And black was the color inspiration for this one. So then the color scheme, I just decided to make it very light and then give it these blue or teal accents to go with the eyes. The next one is the custom that's inspired by the volcanic environment. As I already said in a previous video, I didn't even know what kind of animals lived there, and this one was inspired by a very creepy bird called the vampire finch. As I said in the other video, this very creepy bird is one that sucks blood from other birds and animals, so I think it goes with the red in its eyes, and also the finch itself has a darker head and a lighter body, so that's what inspired me to come up with this color scheme for this custom. As you can guess, red was the color inspiration for this one, and the eyes, as I already said in a previous video, are gorgeous. It looks like there's a fire burning in them, so Pumpkins Customs did a great job once again. Then we have the custom that's inspired by the coral reef biome. I was inspired by tropical fish and all the different colors that I could see in pictures of those. Because the color inspiration for this one was orange, I chose a very different contrasting color for the body, and I wanted to incorporate yellow in it as well. As you can see, it has lots of gold glitter there, because I wanted the body to tie in with the eyes that have lots of gold in them. So this one's just very sparkly and very pretty, and I think it's really cute. It's not often that you see seahorse customs, so I'm very happy with this one. Then we have the custom that's inspired by the Savannah environment. That's also obviously a very dry environment. There's lions, there's hyenas, stuff like that. So I decided to make this one look kind of like a predator cat. The color inspiration was yellow, as you can see in the eyes. And I chose this warm brown for its body, and the whole custom just gives off a very sly and cute personality, I think. I also incorporated spots and stripes on it because I couldn't decide between the two. Then we have the custom that I struggled the most with. This one is in the desert biome. When I asked Pumpkin to make the eyes for it, my idea was that I wanted the eyes to be a very beautiful sort of teal blue, so that it would look like a little oasis in the middle of the desert. So with this one you can see that its eyes also changed a little bit in the sunlight. So the one on the left, you can see that it's this sort of light turquoise color. This one was the original color, and the color inspiration for this custom was turquoise. But as you can see on the right eye, it started turning green, again because it was left in the sunlight, and it somehow started turning a little bit more yellow, which means blue plus yellow is green. I actually think it looks super cool, and I think the color scheme that I came up with works with both the turquoise and the green. I don't know if you guys agree, but with this one I really struggled. I tried lots of different base colors for it, and then I ended up with this, which I'm really happy with. I also had a little incident with this custom. I dropped it on the floor and its eye popped out, and I had to put it back in, which was just super hard. But I did manage to get it in the right place, and I think I managed to fix it so it looks good, and I hope that you guys like this one as much as I do. Then there's the final custom. This one was inspired by the polar environment. I didn't want to make it into a polar bear because it was already a polar bear, the base, obviously, as you can see. The color inspiration for this was very light blue, but I did find a seal that lives in this environment that looks basically identical to how I chose to paint this. I thought that the dark brown color would contrast beautifully with the light blue eyes, and I really think it does. This one turned out surprisingly cute. I'm really happy with it, and I hope that you guys like it as well. The eyes are really beautiful again. They're very simple, but they glitter so much, and it just adds to the overall cuteness of this custom. By the way, all of these customs will be up for sale in my Etsy shop soon, so keep your eyes out if there's one that you're interested in. I'll be listing them in groups of 4, so be patient if there's one at the end of the video that you want to adopt. That one will come up a little bit later. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed these customs, and see you again soon. Bye bye!